Am I not talking into the microphone? And now I am. Okay. Well, good morning. It's Western Ag Credit. Well, it's Wired Wednesday with Western Ag Credit. And before we get going into all the details of what's going on with Western Ag, I want to just take a perspective for a minute. When I was reading a story this morning to my child, he's a 2-year-old. He loves dinosaurs right now. Okay. They lived for millions of years. Okay. Dinosaurs. Humans. Robbie, what's the average lifespan of a human?
Probably 75 years.
Okay. So when we, oh my heck, my technology is driving me nuts.
You're echoing.
I'm really bad.
Yes, that's okay.
Okay. My new phone, it's driving me nuts. Anyways, perspective, right? Dinosaurs lived for millions of years. Average lifespan of a human is like 75 years.
You're talking about an individual dinosaur living.
No. I'm talking about like the population.
On the earth.
Yes, on the earth. I'm just saying it's relative, right? Humans have existed for a few thousand years, right? Ish. If we only have 75 years to do the best job that we can do, and really consciously, I would say past 20, right? I'm going to say anybody under 20 doesn't really know, doesn't own their energy, doesn't, whatever, go to influence the world. But after 20, are you then responsible for your own things and owning your energy and going out and doing good in the world?
I'd say before then.
I would think.
Yeah.
Would you say that going out and making sure you're positively impacting the world is your just right, even at 14?
What, 14-year-olds got a job of some sort after school.
Well, I know I had chores by the time I was 10, and if I didn't get those done, my butt got whooped. Right? So like at 10 even. Oh, totally.
Wow.
He was a Belton Bible boy. But it just goes to show the world that we live in today, we don't hold kids accountable, or we don't allow them to be held accountable because we want to protect them, right? But if my children only have 75 years, plus or minus 10, okay, to really go out and impact the world in the manner that they should, how do you start that growth faster? When do you start having people really step into their light and own their energy and be like, today I'm going to do good?
I think it starts explain to our kids they're blessed with a gift, that they have opportunities. In fact, they do have a God-given right, a God-given that there will be things placed before them and they can choice. Teach them that, but then we very quickly add in, and when you make a choice, there will be consequences to the things you do. You have to own all of it.
Right.
And I think that's the best thing we can start teaching our kids. That's how we as parental influencers can teach our kids best. That yes, we're going to give you, even in our family situation, there's going to be choices you can make within the family paradigm. And if you make these choices, these will be the results. If you make these choices, these will be the results.
Right. Action, consequence, and positive and negative reinforcement, right?
Exactly right. And I think these are the things that we can do. So young people, children even understand that they have choices to make and then own the responsibilities that come with those choices.
I completely agree. And to go back to the dinosaur book, it is the entire dinosaur. It's like my encyclopedia of very important dinosaurs, okay? For a 2-year-old. Well, I read it to my 5-year-old too, but the millions of years are condensed into, I'll say 100 pages and about 1.5 inches. Right.
Really horrible movie.
Right. What with humans are we going to be condensed down to? Who's going to make it onto the pages? Who isn't going to make it onto the pages? Where do we start that story? And I am going to tie this into Western Ag, believe me.
Okay,
But
here's the thing I don't care about the pages.
Okay.
Because I'm writing my own pages. Those are the pages I'm most concerned about. those are the pages that will be viewed by the people that I care and love most. What societal pages say, couldn't care less.
Agreed. Agreed. The information out there is so abundant, but the quality has diminished greatly. So with Western Ag Credit in studio today on Wired Wednesday with Ken Hansen, you have the ability to work with quality lenders for very specific purposes on very specific things that are in Iron County. And really the 5-county area is where you guys serve and work and do those things. Is that correct? Or 6-county area?
Well, at least the 5 counties and parts of Florida, Lincoln, and Nevada, and Mojave, and a little bit of Coconino and Arizona, anything north of the Arizona Strip.
So basically a 3-hour radius.
Or this is probably 3 hours.
Ely?
Ely's more than 3 hours, sweetheart.
4.
Ely's
It's more than
Ely's White
No, it's not.
County. Farthest that I know
Ely's
is
in White
Rachel.
White Pine.
Yeah, if you cut up through Milford, it's only 4 hours.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because we went up to, but we wanted to go there.
Right.
And it took forever.
Oh man, does it take forever? Don't go to Lincoln to West Windover. That is like days and weeks of driving. Sorry. Okay. Yes, of sagebrush.
Do we want this gentleman over here? I can do that.
No, you're fine. Okay, and
We're
there's
gonna have
been,
to body check.
yeah, they are gonna have to body check. So we have a couple of new loan officers over at Western Ag, and Robbie, I want you to introduce them. And guys, for your first time being on the air, you do need to be around 4 inches away from the mic, so speak forward. Go ahead, Robbie.
I'm not gonna do the interview. I'm gonna let that. Go ahead.
Matt Cash. I'm a new loan officer here in the Cedar City office. I started up in Tremont last year and then moved down here. I'm originally from Penguin, so it's good to get back home and work with the farmers and ranchers that I'm more familiar with in the area. So, Steve.
My name's Steve Jolly. I'm a lifelong resident of Cedar City and Southern Utah. My roots go Southern Utah since the 1850s. I ran a local Western store for plus years. Very excited to be on the new division called Ag Express. We're able to do loans a little quicker on a different basis, but being in Western store and able to do for Western lifestyle, hobby farm. Was very excited to do the job with these corporations. A great business and work with the people that I'd already spent the first 15 of my years of my life working with them. And I'm also keep the Western way of life in farming, and we have some great programs.
What's really excited, at least for me, to be in a financial service capacity, right? I do life insurance, I do succession planning, I also do insurance, through Western Ag, you can go and buy new equipment, right? Or used new equipment to you, or different things to help your production or get into being a producer, whether that's from hay or cow calves or even sheep, right? There are people that are still trying to do sheep. Guys, don't laugh at me, But you can go to these guys and really get some information on what that actually looks like. So Steve and Mac, with your experience with the Western Ag Express loans, what does that look like and how have they really helped this area grow?
So the express loans that we do are such an interesting source of or type of loan because they're everything, under a certain amount of money. So it's a lot of the smaller type loans. It's great for people that are just starting out or people that maybe don't have such a big operation. We service everybody. It's really under $250,000. So, in the area, there's a lot of people that are downsizing their farms due to, encroachment of real estate and stuff like that. And so these loans help service those types of people a lot. And it's so easy to do. It's just such an easy process to do. You come in, you talk to us. We're familiar with it. We all have ag backgrounds. We're really easy to talk about stuff. If we're filling out a balance sheet and just say you have 15 cows, we put that down and we don't have to, we understand what you mean by that kind of stuff. So
You speak cow and sheep.
We speak moo.
And we speak moo. Okay. Quote of the day, we speak moo. I love it. So with Steve and your background, especially being in Iron County and and kind of growing up here and being a lifetime resident, where have you seen ag fluctuate over the last, 30, 40 years?
My experience, you've seen probably less of it, but a lot of locals still do a smaller end, and the guys that are still doing it have gotten bigger. I don't think you see as many backyard farmers. My grandpa was a school teacher and farmed. Several of my teachers growing up, farming is what they did. I think you see less of that, but there's still a lot of agriculture here. And like Max said about Ag Express, we're able to fairly quickly help anybody with their smaller needs. And it's a great process and it's quick. And as far as our backgrounds, yes. And I have a background in sheep too. I showed sheep agriculturally at the stock show for 9 years of my life. My kids did it for 15. And my dad and I did it purebred herd at 100 South Cab for about 15 years of my life. So we do have some background in all aspects, or we have the resources to find, talk to them about it.
Yeah, that Ag Express has a unique little niche where, say, it's happening in Iron County, or especially in Washington County, where somebody's only got a few acres of hay and they need a new tractor. That's pretty well what we do. We can get you signed up real quick and get it done.
So you guys don't look at the size of an operation specifically. I mean, it may factor in. That's not your primary.
It can factor in, but say somebody's got, I don't know, 1,000 acres in hay, but they don't borrow money, but they need $150,000 tractor. That's where these guys can come in and have a quick loan done and have it out the door that big.
Are your interest rates comparable to what's going on with the housing market, or are they staying pretty consistent on these types of loans?
So we do an equipment special at least 2 times a year. We just had one in April. It just ended. From the time it started till today's rates, they've gone up over 4% on cost of funds.
Which is commensurate with what's going on in the market.
Yes.
I mean, it's not something we love to hear. Gratefully, we're not in early 70s where you were at 10 or 15% for home loans. Sorry, I'm looking at 10 because I'm sure he bought his first home around that time.
I bought my first home in 1992 in Cedar City, Utah, and we paid 7%.
7%. So that's not horrible.
No, it wasn't.
I mean, considering everybody's,
Strange, but, yeah.
right.
But by the time 2010 got here, we were paid off essentially.
Right.
But yeah, then you're looking at money at 2 and 3%. I go,
What could we have done?
what could we have done?
In the 1980s, it was in the 10.
Yeah.
So at least we're not there. And I don't think that the powers that be, so to speak, would allow it to get that high again. But I know that money's not getting cheaper.
A lot of similarities of when the 80s were going on is what's happening today. But I
Yes.
would hope that it does not get there. It's very hard to run a business at 20%.
Yes, completely agreed. So Robbie, tell us about you and why you love your job.
So I grew up here in Cedar City. I grew up around all these good ag people of Iron County. And that's the main reason that I enjoy my job is the people I get to work with. The farmers and ranchers are salt of the earth folks that keep things churning. That's the big reason why I love my job is the customers I get to work with.
We have a lot of similarities right there, Robbie, because I love working with producers and I love helping producers understand what is, what could be, and what could happen, type of a thing. But they are the honest and sometimes brutally honest to me, which is fine because I understand that they're trying to preserve or protect the assets they've built up. They want to preserve, protect, and grow in some aspects. And I respect that. And I want to help, create synergy between our two companies within that, because if they can get the funding in place, then I can protect what they're trying to grow and what they're trying to build through that. Now, some of the producers I have yelled at me, which is fine, because I understand that is why they are so passionate towards what they are doing and that they are going to make this go come hell or high water. There's another 4-letter word for this show. Sorry, guys.
We'll forgive you.
So in the final few minutes, we have about 4 minutes left. Tell us how to get a hold of you and what kind of summer things we can get going in time for the summer crops or summer lending.
Well, we got I say brand new, it's a year old now. really nice office on the north end of Maine there just down from Love's. Feel free to come in anytime, chat, or you can call us.
For the new people listening to the show, down means south. Up means north.
Yeah, fair enough.
Over yonder is west, and that way means east.
I'll say North Maine. There you go, Robbie.
North means south of Love's.
As far as getting stuff ready for the summer, still got time. Come in and see us. We can help anybody from having nothing to starting out to somebody that's very seasoned and
Needs a little bit of,
needs a little help with all the rising costs of doing business.
well, I would think with the operating costs with the fuel, if you didn't contract your fuel prior to January, then operating costs might be something you could assist with within the different things, correct?
Doubled, fertilizer tripled. The input costs are through the roof this spring, but it's looking promising in this area for hay prices. Maybe not in other parts of the state with water situations, but our area.
And my Hannah, we're almost getting ready for first crop. Aren't we 2 or 3 weeks away from first crop?
Yeah, we're getting there here for Washington County's already on the way.
Well, and Logan's already harvested too, haven't they?
Logan.
Yeah, Logandale.
Logandale.
Sorry, not Logan,
Yeah,
Logandale.
growing.
No, right?
Logan's still showing.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Steve.
I was just gonna say, I spent my first 50 years of life in the business world with retail and that, and the big reason you want to come see Western Ag is our specialty is, as I've been taught and I'm learning, is learning to the agriculture community. So we're specialized in it and we have better rates because that's our specialty. And what I've seen in helping people, I've been here 3 months, like I said, it's just a whole different process, and we are geared to the agriculture community more than your regular banks. Like I said, I did a lot of loans as a retail owner, and this process is very streamlined. And like Robbie has said, and I've been taught, and I believe I'm seeing it, we are geared to agriculture.
That's what our mission is, to provide agriculture services to.
And I would be remiss if we didn't get the phone number for Miss Vicky. How do you get a hold of the office?
Call 435-586-6575 and Vicky will be happy to greet you.
Yes, Miss Vicky. She is an incredible individual. Not saying you guys aren't, but I love Miss Vicky. She is incredible.
Great lady, and that's another unique thing. You might call other places, you're going to get an answering machine or
Dial 4 for
dial
this,
for
and
this. You're going to talk to a real person immediately.
I did, that bothered me so much.
Great.
But I mean, I guess that's the way of the world these days. It doesn't, you don't.
not here locally. Still, if you call my direct line, you still get me. You don't get an answering service.
See, we just ignore it.
Well, that does happen.
Because it could be Bennett calling, and we always want to.
Oh, I love Bennett. Stop.
Oh, Bennett.
And are we up on time?
Yeah, we're getting.
Okay, I can't see the clock today, but this has been Wired Wednesday with McKenna Hansen. I specialize with commercial ag insurance and succession planning. I am your local Farm Bureau financial agent. My phone number is 435-592-2021. In studio today, we have had Western Ag Credit with Robbie, Steve, and Mac as your guys' local loan officers, and they service a 3-hour radius. So if you guys have any questions, need any funding, or need any succession plans put together, please give either of us a call, 435-592-2021.
If you're making helium in 4 hours, I don't know if I'm right with you.
Well, I did grow up over there, so I know the roads fairly
So you
well.
go to Milford and hang a left, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Go up over the pass. Baker, Nevada is in the middle.
Been by Baker,
And isn't it the bottom of that national park, or is it the
Great
top?
Basin.
Yeah. Is it the bottom or the top?
Yes.
It's the bottom of the Great Basin. Thank you guys so much.
And one last time.